Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Abdul Farid bin Abdul Wahid. My student ID 2019216104. I from group J4 EC1104H1. Today I want to talk about personal protective equipment, also known PPE. Okay. This is table of content for my slide today. First, introduction to PPE, type of PPE, hazard environment, and conclusion. Introduction. What is PPE? PPE, also known personal protective equipment, is used or worn by workers to protect them from danger in the workplace that may cause serious injury or illness. PPE is an equipment worn to minimize exposure to hazard. Injuries and illness may from contact with chemical, radiological, physical, electrical, mechanical, or other workplace hazards. All personal protective equipment should be safely designed and constructed and should be maintained in a clean. It should fit comfortably. Employer must provide personal protective equipment to their workers. Employers are also required to train each worker required to use personal protective equipment. Okay. Next we go to type of personal protective equipment. First, head protection. Head are used as a PPE for the head protection. At the construction site, there are always a risk of falling object, hitting head, striking the head against something, or electric hazard. Head should be inspected for any damage prior to every use. If have damage or crack at the head, they should not use it because it will be dangerous for all the workers. Because it's not safe anymore. Because the head is already cracked and already damaged. Next, the face protection. Face shield are worn by workers when they are in danger of flying debris in the construction site. They use face protection in work such as grinding, cutting, chipping, welding, and nailing. Welding shields are specifically used to protect the whole face while doing welding work. Because welding is more dangerous than to compare the other work such as grinding. Next, hand protection. Different types of hand gloves are worn by the worker in the construction site. For the example, leather or canvas hand gloves are for heavy duty and can protect from cut and burn. Second, rubber glove is suitable when working with concrete. Welding gloves are used when welding work. Insulated gloves are used for the electrical work. Next, we go to foot protection. Work boots should be essentially worn on the site to reduce the risk of heavy material falling on the worker's toes and causing harm to them. Work boots often refer to the steel toe boot worn to protect the toes from crushing. Work boots should have the puncture resistant. Work boots also have non-slip soles, which is this can reduce the slippery situation, like uh, slippery floor or anything. Next, we go to eye protection. Eye protection, we use the goggle recommended to the worker to protect their eyes. Uh, does Google to protect the eye from the dust. The second type of goggles, protective eyewear. The second type of goggle is protective eyewear. Protective eyewear is necessary while performing work like grinding, cutting, and electrical work. Next, we go to respiratory protection. Respiratory is like a mask for the workers. The first mask is dust mask. Respirator are used for respiratory protection. These masks, depending the level hazard present in the environment that can must determine. A large variety of respirator gives the different level of protection to wear, which is more or less variety or respirator. We need more suitable mask for we use to protect our respiratory protection. Next, we go to hearing protection. Hearing protection. Some tools at the construction site produce the heavy noises. This is not good for the worker. These loud noises can cause damage to the worker. Depending the hazard present in the environment, hearing protection is from the earmuff and earplug are required. Next, we go to the high visibility garment. Brightly colored reflective vests are used in this high visibility garment. It's important to worker to use when doing the road construction works, because bright color can reflect the light from the car and from the motorcycle at the roads. When they work in dim light at any construction, specifically during dusk and nighttime work. This is because the bright color reflect the light from the torchlight that used during the nighttime work. Next, we go to fall protection. There are numerous types of elevated construction work that require specific fall protection, such as when we use the fall protection at construction site, which is do the roof part. Fall protection is essential if the worker are supposed to work on height and there is a risk of falling from height. Next, we go to work pants and work shirts. Work pants and work shirt must be flexible fitted. Work pants and work shirt provide protection against cut and burn. This work pants and work shirt should allow maximum mobility to the worker. Uh, Next we go to hazard environmental. The first hazard environmental is working at height. Construction often involves working from height inside and outside of the building. The head and safety executive, also we know HSE, found that in 2015 and 2016, just over a quarter of worker fatalities were a from a fall from height. This put worker at height as the most common cause of fatal injury to workers. The factor of this hazard become is harsh weather, second equipment failure, and negligence. Uh, to the worker work at the height, they must have the PPE and proper training to work at the height, which is safety height best. Safety height best is example for the PPE. The second environmental is the hazard environmental is slip, trip, and fall. Slip, trip, and fall can happen in almost any environment. Uh, Several thousand construction workers are injured every year following a slip or trip, and the most of this could be avoided by effectively managing working areas, and access routers such as stairwell and footpath. The factor for slip, trip, and fall is like uneven surface, obstacle, and wet or slippery surface. To counter the slip, trip, and fall, all the worker must have PPE, must have used the PPE, which is the example is safety boot, because safety boot counter the slip and trip and fall situation. Next hazard environment is noises. Construction is noisy, and as a result, noisy is a common construction hazard. Loud, repetitive, and excessive noise cause long-term hearing problems such as deafness. Noises can also be dangerous distraction and may distract the worker from the task at hand, which can cause accident. To counter this, they must use PPE, which is such as earplug or earmuff. Right. For the next, we go to the conclusion. For the conclusion, what is PPE is important. PPE is important because it prepares you for any health and safety risks and gives you extra protection in event of an accident or against the elements. All the PPE should be safely designed and constructed and should be maintained in a clean. All the workers should use the PPE because this is about their safety and about their life.